Hey everybody, happy Friday and TGIF. I'm glad y'all made it in, and we ain't gonna stay long, but we gotta have our little crown chat or crown therapy moment for today. I'm glad y'all are here. Those of you who are in the room, if you already hit the like button, I want to say thank you. And if you have not had an opportunity to hit the like button yet, please go ahead and do so. Okay. Also, if this is your first time or you've been back before and you have not subscribed, please make sure that you do so. Okay. Make sure that you subscribe and come again. And please come often. Don't waste any time coming up in here. You're going to always have a good time and you will always be welcome. Okay. So now with that being said, let me holler at everybody who's in the room. Y'all know it may be a bit much, but I like to greet everybody who stops by because I'm grateful to have you here. Okay? So let's see who we got. April C. How you doing, Sister Jazzy Cuteness? How are you? Queen Mermaid Beautiful, how you doing? Good to see you. Auntie Eva, hey there. Sandra Richardson, how you doing, sis? I got your email. I responded, but I don't know if you saw it yet. Happy to have you here as well. Jesse X, hey, I'm glad you're back. Marva, all right. You said you couldn't comment on the phone or iPad. You know what? It has happened to me, but I don't know what made it happen. I really don't. But I'm glad you can talk right now. There's my Christian Key. Good to see you. Happy TGIF. Auntie Eva is here. Lorene Brown. Hey, Lorene. Wait a minute, girl. You didn't tell us this was your birthday. Are you hiding birthdays from me? I need that cash app in the chat. We need it in the chat. ASAP. CC Miller, how are you doing? Hey sis. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. So Keisha E. Hey Keisha. That's right. Happy birthday, Lorene. Happy birthday. So anyway, I got Delicia in here. JC has made it. My sister Spilla is here. All right, Tasha Renee, good to see you. There is the voice, y'all. It's Latavia. Sasha Lynn, how you doing? Good to see you as well. Who else we got? Ms. Believe, how are you? Ross Joy online, how are you doing? Easy Breezy, hey gorgeous. S. Collins, how are you? Easy Breezy, you done got your lunch already or you waiting until the baby lets you eat? Let us know in the chat. Lorene, I'm waiting on that cash app so we can celebrate your birthday. I'm not going to forget. I hope you don't think if you go slow, I'm going to forget. I'm not going to forget. Make sure you y'all watch Lorene and make sure she put that cash app in the chat so we can bless her for her birthday. Hey, Helene, how are you? I'm so glad you all are here. And I apologize for my tardiness. Y'all know I'm a little weak this week. I had a bad episode and I'm trying to bounce back. I am truly trying to bounce back and I'm on my way back. But I thank you all for bearing with me while I pull myself together and we come in here and have our crown chat for today. There is my sister, Susan. Hey, sis, I love you. Monique Clark, how you doing? Beautiful picture. I'm glad you made it in for crown chat as well. Now, oh, you made it back, Candy? All right. You said this was Fellowship Friday, so let us go ahead and fellowship. Quick announcements. You know we have our event coming up on the 8th, so try to be there if you can. If you're not a member yet and you want to be a member and something is preventing you, please contact me. Y'all forgot to remind me to put my banners up. Please contact me and let me know if one of us or one of the sisters can help you, okay? And we will do that so you can take part. We also have the Thanksgiving food drive, the Queen of the City Thanksgiving food drive coming up, okay? So if you want to donate for that, please let us know. And don't worry, if you missed out on this drive to feed the people that's hungry, don't worry, don't even sweat it, because we're going to have more and more opportunities to reach out and do what we can in our communities and make ourselves known and make an impact. Okay? Debbie Parnell, how you doing? Good afternoon, sister. Beautiful picture, and I'm glad you made it here for Crown Chat and Crown Therapy. All right? Where is Egypt? I'm looking for. Where is Egypt? JC, are you still in here? I hope you are, because I need you to have me. All right. So that's that. And then also we do have the baby shower coming up on November 13th. November 13th. So you all be aware of that. The invitation to the baby shower is on the community tab. And there's also the links for the registries that are on the community tab above the invitation. So all of our flyers are there. Check out everything. If you have questions, ask them under their respective flyers. I man them all day long, even if I'm in the bed flat on my back. That laptop is sitting up on my belly so I can get in there and answer any questions you have. Okay? All right. So we got that out of the way. I'm so glad that you all are here. And I know you saw, thank you, Queen Mermaid. I appreciate you. And I know you all saw the title for today. Hey, Sasha Ellis. I am doing better. I'm a little weak, but I'm tough. Y'all know I ain't gonna knock over. I won't fall over. We're gonna keep forging ahead because we have things to do. We have too much to do for that. Too much. Okay. All right. All right, Queen Mermaid. You say you got me, so you get me here. Keisha E, how you doing? Good to see you. I haven't seen her yet. Hey, Tina. So y'all, let's get into our crown chat for today, our crown therapy for today. Okay. This is one that's going to be heavy on the accountability mirror. So stay at the ready. All right. So this one, our crown chat for today is let your yay be yay. And I mean just that. Now, y'all know that scripture, but this is real. I want y'all to really understand. Let your yay be yay and your nay be nay. Mainly, that particular passage was referring to the fact that you don't have to swear by anything. Just let your yay be yay and your nay be nay. In other words, if you say yes, let it be yes. Hey, Lynn Branch. And if you say no, let it be no. Okay? Some of you are fully aware of what I'm referring to. Okay? Some of y'all are fully aware of what I'm referring to. So the reason why we grabbed that one for today. Hey, Debbie Parnell, and welcome to the royal family. You all, please give her a royal family welcome. Sister, you are highly welcome. Please come again and come often. Take advantage of all of the advantages of membership. And please do not hesitate to reach out to me if there's anything I can do to make you feel more welcome. We truly appreciate you. Y'all make sure y'all give Debbie a royal family welcome in the chat. Okay? Now, the reason why this is important is because, one, before we get too deep, you want to make sure that what you say is what you do. Make sure what you say is what you do. If you say you're going to do something, people should be able to depend on you based on what you say. They shouldn't have to wait and see first. You should have established a reputation that if you say you're going to do something, that you do it, that you live up to your word, what you say you're going to do. Okay? And that can go for anything, really, to be honest. You know, it's like when it comes to our children, let's stop there. Most of us in here are mothers. And when we're raising children, it's very important that we realize that when we say things to them, we do what we say. If we tell them that, hey, if you don't keep your room clean, then you can't go outside. You said that. And so now that is what that child is dependent upon. Even though it's not something pleasant, they don't like punishment. They don't like that. But if you say, if you don't do this or if you do that, then I cannot allow you, then what you have to do as a responsible mother is stick by what you said. You feel like a real family member. Well, I hope you do. Please be comfortable. Talk as much as you want. Give input and participate. We're happy to have you. So as a mother, you have to do what you say you're going to do. If you tell your child, if you bring me all A's on that report card, mama is going to give you $50. And that baby goes and they do all the work that they're supposed to do. And they bring you that report card. My daughter used to come up to me and my dad and my mother with that report card like it was a pistol, like she was holding people up because she had been told, if you do this, we will do that. So you have to make sure that you're doing what you say you're going to do, because you're teaching people not only how to deal with you, you're teaching them how to get to know you. You're teaching them what to expect from you. It's important in your workplace. That's how you build a reputation on a job. That's how your boss knows that, hey, Pamela Carter, she said, y'all hit the like button, please. Y'all listen to Pam. She said, hit the like button. I ain't seen you in a while, Pam. How you been? So make sure that even when it comes to work, I know we don't always like jobs. We don't like the job we go to sometimes. Some of the people we work for are not nice folks. They don't always do the things that they ought to do. So we get fed up with them. And sometimes you don't want to be there. But how you build a reputation on the job, one way is that you do what you say you're going to do. It's important. And the reason why that's so important is, who wants a marriage with a man or a woman and you can't trust anything that your husband has to say? Helene said, my friends offer to do something for me and they don't follow through. I know they're not reliable. Exactly. And when we start talking about marriage and relationships, understand, if you're in a marriage with a man and every time he tells you, okay, honey, by this Friday, we're going to have date night, and date night never comes, and Friday don't seem to show up either, that starts to give you the feeling that the word of your husband ain't reliable. If he tells you, honey, I'm gonna leave work and I'm gonna stop by mama's house and then I'm coming home, but then something should happen and you find out he wasn't at mama's house, he done went to the bar to hang out with the boys, does that mean he's cheating on you? No, it doesn't. But it does give you the impression that you can't trust the word of this man that you're married to. Hey, Queen Bee, check your email. You told me check mine. You check yours here. DT, I'm glad you're here. Right on time. Right on time. So that's another instance where you want to be careful. Even in friendships, like Helene say, if your friends say, hey, friend, I'm going to come over there and help you clean up that house, or I'm going to come help you see about your mama, or I'm going to help you or help your baby with their homework because maybe you good at math and I'm not, that type of thing, and they don't come through, you're teaching people that your word is not reliable. I'm going to stop on this before I go further. The reason that is important, yes, Candy R, there you go. Integrity is the result of keeping our word. Without integrity, there is no trust. You did. Thank you so much, Queen Bee. I appreciate that, darling. I appreciate you. And so one of the reasons why is because of what Candy said, integrity. But another big reason is because you want to make sure that you resemble who you're claiming you belong to. You can't say that God is your father, but you don't have any of his attributes. And yeah, I'm going there. We're going to dig in. Hey, SFF, how you doing, sister? I'm glad you made it. You can't say that the everlasting is your father, and yet somehow you don't have his attributes. What do I mean by that? I'm so glad you asked. I'm so glad you asked. When he speaks, we know we can count on it. We don't have to ask, is it so? We don't have to wonder, well, I mean, is the sun really going to come up? We know it is because he already said so. We don't have to ask for things that he said. Why? Because he's proven himself over and over and over and over and over again without fail. He's proven himself ad nauseum. There's a term in mathematics that we used to use when you were doing an equation. Some of you who were math majors or good math students may know what I'm talking about. There are certain equations that you will do when it comes to mathematics or algebra, namely, sometimes in calculus. And when you're working through the equation, the steps may be never ending, meaning that there's no end to it. It just keeps going and going. And there was a phrase or a term that they would allow us to use in mathematics, and we could still receive a positive outcome or a good grade after you had worked out your steps to a certain number and you had done a certain number of steps. You had demonstrated your mastery of that particular formula, postulate, or theorem. And you had completed the steps and all of your answers, all of the answer that you have entered thus far was correct, and you've shown a proficiency, okay? That was, we were allowed to use a term called quod erat demonstratum. Or we could simply write QED, meaning quod erat demonstratum. And when you wrote QED, your professor would let you make it. Why? Because you had demonstrated to a fault that you knew what to do on every step of the way. Doc Willie, how you doing? I'm so glad to see you. It's been a long time, baby. Let's look at DT's notes. DT's notes, lesson number 1. Keeping your word is important. It shows you are reliable and also shows integrity. When you break it once, you've already broken your integrity. Don't compromise your integrity. I like that note, DT. So we want to make sure that our behavior and our personal attributes resemble who you say you belong to. I'm going to say it one more time. You want to make sure you don't want to walk around here saying that you belong to somebody that you don't exactly belong to, and then folks don't see no resemblance. Then they'll end up like they are on Maury Povich. When they looking at the baby, and the baby, he ain't got his chin. He ain't got his nose. That baby ain't got his forehead. You don't want people sitting there comparing you to who you claim is your father, and nothing about your behavior matches who you claim is your daddy. What they did in life when they was on that movie Life, out of that baby pappy. Okay, so make sure that who you claim is your father, you got some of his attributes. You don't want nobody sitting up talking about you, saying that ain't no way that that's his kid, because look how she or he is conducting himself. Now, on the flip side to this thing, because you know I don't mind flipping it back, make sure also that you're not doing what you said you won't do. That one is a little bit more difficult. And the reason that one I think is more difficult, because there's some things that we say without thinking, 1, and 2, when you have a calm and a stable mind. There are things that you say you won't do. I know girls who said, I would never date a married man, and then life came along and some things happened that you didn't think was going to happen. And before you knew anything, you had done what you said you would not do. Am I right? Can I see some bullseyes? I see one from Christian. Am I telling the truth, or am I lying on somebody? Can you recall clearly some things that you said you would never do that you found yourself doing? Behaviors that you said you would never engage in that you found yourself engaging in. Thank you for the bullseyes, Angie, Jazzy. Okay, so somebody happens to know what it is I'm talking about. Candy, thank you for the bullseyes. We have to also be careful that we are not doing what we said we would not do. The reason why I said be careful, and that it's so easy to mess this step in the road up, right, is because life happens. There's provocations. It's some of y'all in here right now. Matter of fact, let me see some ones in the chat if you somebody who has tried to stop cussing and you failed. Let me see ones in the chat. I want to see some of these people so I can talk about what I'm talking about. Doc Willie say never. That's one way to look at. Oh, I see the ones coming in. April, I'm glad you put that one in there, because we know. There you go. They're the ones coming. They rolling in. Queen Mermaid, what you say? You just gonna hold up your mirror. Okay, there we go. So what I'm talking about when I say it's not so simple sometimes to do what you say you won't do, because when you're trying to get better and you're telling yourself, I'm gonna stop cussing, I'm not gonna cuss no more. And what happens? What happens? Life happens, right? You get provoked. Things happen. You might kick your pinky toe on the foot of that bed, and y'all know that'll make a lot of preachers cuss. You know that. But the truth of the matter is, regardless of what is taking place, always remember to stay on your guard, remain vigilant. Things like that start to happen to us when we relax, when we become too familiar with our situations and too familiar with ourselves. Queen Mermaid said, that's my reflection up there talking about me. I ain't trying. I wasn't trying. I promise. I'm talking about me too. That's when all the obstacles come. Right, Keisha. Bingo. The minute you start to see, the minute you start to want to correct yourself and you say, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to engage in that activity. I'm not going to be hanging out drinking. I'm not going to. Can I really talk about it, sisters? Some of our ladies right now are saying, I'm not going to sleep with another man that ain't my husband. Am I at somebody's front door? And life happens. There's provocation and then there's temptations that will come. And you end up breaking your words. Sometimes almost as soon as you say them, as soon as you speak that word out, like Keisha E. say, that's when them obstacles show up. All right, Takesha, I'm glad you made it. But that's when the obstacles show up. When you voice the words, I'm not going to say no more cuss words. You voice the words, here comes the obstacle. Because the word went out. Remember who you were made in the image of. Hey, Egypt, the one half of Law and Order made it in here. Okay? Queen Mermaid said, okay, test it immediately. Wonder Woman Marshall, tough day, late, but you made it. At least you made it. And when that happens, you have to understand, what am I always saying to you all in here? There is a physical and a spiritual component to every part of your life. Every part of your life has a spiritual and a physical component. All right, there's our sister. Y'all know she ain't new, but welcome her anyway, just like she is. And the spiritual component to who you are and your words, it sends out ripples. Remember, we talked about those ripples. So once you send out those ripples, and remember we discussed that anytime there is to be a blessing, right? Anytime there is to be a blessing, that an obstacle has to present itself. Some of these things that we say that we're not going to do, that's going to cause a blessing in your life. Why is it going to call it? Why would that cause a blessing? Seanitra, that don't make no sense. I'm so glad you asked. Because some of these things that you're trying to break and you're saying that you're not going to do, you're in bondage to those things. Don't call me crazy yet. I'm telling the truth. When you find yourself engaging in something and you can't manage to stop, I had this conversation with somebody early today. If you're engaging in an activity and you're having a hard time stopping, if it's smoking a cigarette, if it's gambling, if it's cursing, if it's overeating, if it's gossiping, whatever it is that you can't control yourself and you continue to engage in this behavior, that is a form of bondage. And I wouldn't lie to you. I'm telling you the truth. That's right. Thank you for the notes, DT. So that's a blessing. When you get freed from something, isn't that a blessing, or am I tripping? I believe I'm right about it, but am I right about it, y'all? Is it not a blessing when you get freed from bondage, any type of bondage? And these things are heavy. They're heavy. As Collins said, yeah, that's a blessing. Thank you, sis. Thank you for the bullseyes, Keisha. So you got to understand, what did we learn? Anytime there is a blessing, what must present itself? An obstacle. Every single time, because there's balance. You have an adversary. You have negative entities that don't want you to get your blessing. That's right, Candy. Freedom. Freedom is a blessing. I don't care who you are. I don't care how you twist and turn it. Freedom is a blessing. When you're allowed to be free, when you've been made free, that's a blessing. So when you spoke it out, the obstacle showed up. Let me go deeper. Hey, Cool Gen 87. I'm so glad you're here. So when you spoke it out, the obstacle showed up, not because you were free already, but because you said it. Why is that something that would provoke the obstacle? I'm going to ask y'all. Since we asking me, I'm going to ask y'all. Once you voice the words that you're going to stop engaging in behaviors that have become a bondage in your life, why does the obstacle show up right away? Why do y'all think that is? Okay, all right, Keisha, she on board. She said you spoke with certainty. That's part of it. Keisha, hold that. That's part of it. See, when you say those words with certainty and conviction and authority, okay, all right, all right. What's one of the other reasons? As Colin says, to test you. Okay, I like that. Y'all on the right track. Yeah, he is busy. I wish he would take a vacation, but apparently he ain't got no vacation days ever. Hey, Rochelle, how you doing? Candace say, because the adversary knows us too. He does. He does. And we love you right back. I like that picture with the black and white. All right. I'm going to tell you. Ooh, JC say to distract you. That's one. That's one reason. Right, right. But I want you to understand something. I want y'all to replace test with tempt. When we start talking about your adversary, God will test you, but Satan will tempt you. See, tests are given to make sure that you have mastered the proficiency for that skill. Temptation is given to bring you down. Don't ever forget that, and don't get it twisted. Your enemy will tempt you, but your God will test you. And that's every day, all day. I guarantee you that. But one of the biggest, and y'all ain't even talking to me in this chat like y'all normally do, but one of the biggest and the heaviest reasons why that obstacle shows up the minute you profess this thing out of your mouth, I'm going to stop doing this. But you don't even realize that by saying it, you are actually causing it and willing it to be so. Okay? Now we know who our Father is and we ain't confused. We ain't confused. Though our words are powerful, and you know we discuss that often in here during Crown Chats and Crown Therapy. Your words are powerful because why? What do we know about our words? What do we know about our words? In the chat, I want y'all to work with me. Nika says speaking things into existence. What else do we know about our words? Temptation is at an all-time high. Yes, it is, Cool Gent. Y'all got to stay vigilant. Stay on your toes. Debbie Parnell said, because the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. So when you make up your mind to be released from the thing, you set the process in action for the enemy to make you a liar. That's a heavy one. I like that. Words create worlds. I love it. There's power in the tongue. Words have power. Okay, there you go. Candace on it. Candace say words can build up or tear down. Why? Because life and death is in the power of that red flannel. Say it, Tasha Renee. But now let's go deep, because you know we can't live on the surface. We got to dive deep. We got to dive deep. Thank you, CC. You on point. Y'all need to give yourselves some bullseyes. You're on point. When we dive deeper into that thing, remember, we talked about this in Bible study the other night, so we're going to talk about it again here. Because you were made in his image, and he is a speaking spirit, so are you. That is why your words have so much weight. That's why your words have the power of life and death. That's why your words have the power to give birth and to destroy. I hope y'all getting DT's notes. These notes are good. So all that is to say that because your words have power, Because even in your speaking, you're imitating your father. I want you to understand that the words that go out of your mouth have the ability and the propensity to become a decree. What's a decree, Nitra? I'm so glad you asked. It's a law. When you start to open your mouth, and what Keisha said with certainty, remember I told y'all in Bible study, replace the word faith with certainty. When you begin to speak with certainty, with your faith on 10, or as I like to say, on tilt, the words that you spoke became law. Tell them, Nika, your words became law. What do we know about a law? A law is what? A law is enforceable. Once you open your mouth, the law became enforceable. Your words went out in order to be fulfilled and made manifest. So because the enemy knows you better than you know you, when you spoke those words and they went out from your mouth and they became law and they were enforceable, he immediately threw up an obstacle, because just by your confession or by the words that came out of your mouth, by the law or the decree that you made, that you just declared, the blessing was already there. Your freedom from that thing that's holding you bound was already done. See, the problem is sometimes we start to talk, sisters, and we have confidence and certainty when we first say a thing, but you don't have enough to see you all the way through. You had enough gas to get you to the corner, but it wouldn't get you all the way across the state line. Let me see bullseyes if y'all kind of get where I'm coming from. So you had enough certainty to make you open your mouth and decree a thing and speak and declare the law. However, you didn't have enough gas or certainty to get you all the way across the state line, meaning you didn't have enough to understand that because you said it, it was going to be so. So in other words, you believed it when you said it, but you didn't have enough certainty, faith, or faith pressure behind it to get you all the way to the finish line, all the way to the goal post. But your enemy knew that your words had just enough to get you all the way there. You just didn't know it. He saw ahead and put up the obstacle to put a stop, to make sure you didn't make it cross, as my granddaddy used to say, the Florida-Georgia line. I want us to understand the weight of our words, the responsibility of our words, and understand that the enemy fears your words. There you go, Keisha. She referenced in Bible study the other night, ran out of oil. You ran out of oil. Thank you. The fight is fixed. Once you already said it, you may as well start dancing right wherever you are. Have enough certainty or faith to know that the words that went out of your mouth were going to be fulfilled and made manifest. Have enough oil in your vessel to get you across the finish line. DT's notes, lesson number 5, a law is something that is enforceable. Since your tongue is a strong weapon, whatever you say will always manifest into existence, but this must always be done with certainty or faith. Remember, we can switch those words out, because I want you to understand that is the catalyst or the fuel. It's the fuel behind the enforceability of your words. That's why I warn you on a regular basis, pick your words and be careful. Don't allow yourself to be provoked. When people say never, I say, yeah, I used to say that. I don't say that no more. If you say it, make sure you know what you're saying. Make sure you're saying it in faith. And make sure you're standing on your square when you say, I will never do that thing again. But when you say it, have enough conviction to understand. That's right, Trey Boppin. We must say it, believe it, and that settles it, period. Just like you got the certainty that if your father said it, you can put everything you got on it. Your word should be just that solid. That's why I said, family, let your yay be yay and your nay be nay. If you say you're going to do something, make sure that you do. If you say that you're not, pray for the strength to make sure that you don't. Because the words that we utter, the things that we say, you sitting up here making declarations of decrees. And I know a whole lot of us came up, in the church. Some of us came up in the Holiness Church. Some of us came up Baptist or whatever. And you hear people say it all the time. Oh, I declare and I decree. And see, the danger with people saying things too frequently is that it becomes cliche. And the words lose their meaning. So you hear people, how many of y'all have heard people say that? In conversation, church house, revival meeting, tent, wherever. How many of y'all have heard people use that term and you hear those words flung out so carelessly? As Collins, you have. And it gets used and thrown around so loosely. Yeah, they lose power because they're said without any understanding or explanation of what it is you actually talking about. You've lost all understanding for what's being said. The words that you say hold weight. Let your yay be yay. If you say that, and listen, hold on, let me go further. If I hit anybody's toes, I apologize in advance. How many of you in here have opened your mouth and even said words and uttered words to the Father himself and said, if you get me out of this thing, whatever it was, I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do, or I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, or I ain't going to never do X, Y, and Z no more. Who's done it? I've done it. And there was a time that I did it and I did not keep my word. How many of you have done that? Keisha E said, Lord, yes. Y'all have done that thing. I promise to change. I ain't going to do it no more. Hey, Donya. And when we said the words were enforceable, and you did not allow your yay to be yay. Cool, Gent, you say you have too. See, this is what we're talking about. We got to check ourselves. These accountability mirrors should have been all through this chat. Y'all should have spammed me with accountability mirrors. We have to be so on top of that and careful that we fulfill the words that come out of our own mouths, that to the unlearned and to the uninitiated, we look crazy. I remember seeing my mother do things like that, and I thought she was crazy. I remember this lady, because I love to go fishing. Everybody know me, I like to go fishing. Take me to the fish creek, hand me a pole, some worms, some chicken, and something to drink, and you ain't never got to come back for me. That's just who I am. And so I was grown. I had grown children, and I wanted mama to go on the boat with me. I said, come on. My friend girl had a pontoon boat down there in Fort McCoy. Yeah, out in Ocala National Forest. And it was Lake George. It was two lakes, really. It was two lakes, and they were connected by a little 5-mile strait. Okay? And I would go out there and I would fish, y'all, and I would catch brim. And sometime I would catch mullet. And I would be so tickled and so excited. I'd try to get mama to go with me. I say, mama, come on, go out here on the water, because I'm going to catch fish. And my daughter, y'all know the one come up in here. She too prissy. She didn't want to put no worm on the hook. She didn't want to take the fish off the hook. She didn't want to do nothing. That gal ain't want nothing to do with it. And I've always been just like I am. I don't care about being cute like that. And so I got mama to finally go with me. And so we out on the boat, and I wanted to, I said, well, mama, just hold a fishing pole. She said, I will not. And I looked at her, I say, this lady crazy. She said, I will not. I said, mama, how come? She said, I went fishing with your daddy. She said it was in 1974. I don't want to get her wrong. I'm tempted to call and ask her what year it was, but it was early 70s. And so she said, we got stranded on the water and a storm was coming up. And we was on this man's boat. It was one of your daddy's friends. And the man ain't had no life jackets on the boat. And mama can't fish. Can't swim, I mean. And she said, wasn't no life jackets on the boat. Wasn't no oars on the boat. And if y'all know anything about Florida, lightning is real. You understand what I'm telling you? So she said she got scared because that storm was coming in fast and the sky was getting dark. And she seen the lightning off in the distance. And that lady told me that she promised God that day that if he would get her off that water and nothing happened to her, that she would never fish again. She would never even hold a pole. She wouldn't even fish from the bank. And I looked at her and I said, okay, I do still think she's crazy. But now I understand what you're saying. But now I really understand. I don't care how small the thing is that you think it is. Don't think that it's so small that you can go back on your word. Don't do it. If you said you're not going to do something, don't do it. Don't go making bargains to save your life and then flipping back at the last minute. Trey Boppin say, I have, and I've also not carried out my word every time. That's right. At least you acknowledge it and don't do that no more. But I said all that to say this. No matter how crazy it looked, she didn't care if it looked crazy to me. She didn't care if I didn't understand it. She didn't care if it didn't make a lick of sense to me. She knew the words that came out of her mouth was, if you get me off this water, I ain't going to do it no more. So that taught me a lesson, even as a grown woman. You know, our parents still teach us even after we grown. She taught me, if you say something, don't you do it. If you say you're not going to do it, don't do it. I don't care who get mad. I don't care who think you crazy. Do what you say you're going to do. Let your yay be yay and your nay be nay. Consider this. If you put your words out there, and let's look at this thing logically with everything that we know. If we put it out there, okay, and we say that we're going to do something or we're not going to do something, and it's a law, and we understand that it is a law, and you go and you breaking your own law, is that not unstable? Doesn't that strike you as unstable? Is it normal? You the one that voiced and decreed this thing. You the one that spoke this law. Why are you breaking your own law? Is that not unstable? If you watch somebody do that and you were just looking at it, if this was let me go this route. If you know that this is a congressman and he went, thank you, cool gent. You know where I'm going with this. Double-minded. If you watch a congressman, he goes and he pushes and filibusters and everything to get a law enacted. Hey, Private Joy, how you doing, beautiful? Good to see you, sis. And you see him get this law enacted, and you see him pushing for this law, and he's doing commercials and press tours. We got this law. What are you going to think about this same man if you find out that he's breaking the same law that he pushed to enact? Give me some examples in the chat. What's your impression of this man going to be? What is it going to be? Okay, well, sounds like you done caught yourself a good one. That's what it sounds like to me. But I want some examples. What would you think about these people? If you watch somebody, there you go, Keisha E. Keisha E said it, untrustworthy. I call them unstable. Cool Gent said double-minded. Tell her, Queen Mermaid. Keisha E say dishonest. Candace say no integrity, can't be trusted. So now I want y'all to grab those same accountability mirrors Grab them. Grab them. Mm-hmm. Because see, all these words, Marva said emotional lunatic. Oh, wow. That's heavy. But it makes sense. Hypocrite. Heavy. It makes sense. That's right. Grab the mirrors. First, would you leave your purse around somebody like that? Or would you allow someone like that into your home? Would you allow them into your friend circle? Would you allow them within 50 feet of you? And we got the mirrors up because I want us to ask the question, do we want to be the sort of person that we wouldn't even allow in our own home? Do we want to be the sort of person that we wouldn't trust around our pocketbook, around our children, or around our husbands? Let's talk about it like it really is. This is why I'm saying, let your yay be yay. Make sure if you're the person that's sitting up there begging, there you go, question marks everywhere around them. I like how you put that. It's the truth. You got to wonder. You would look at this person like this, the sort of person, if you leave them in your front room, they got to clap to make sure they ain't stealing something. Because they've shown you bad character and unstable behavior and all these other colorful adjectives that y'all just gave me. So the mirrors, I told you to pull the mirrors out, because if you're the person who's telling God, if you help me do this, I won't do that no more. If you'll just help me do this, I'm going to change how I'm living. You know, I'm going to stop smoking, but then you go buy another pack tomorrow. I'm going to stop cussing. But the minute the mailman hit your mailbox and refused to sit it back up, you done call that man everything but a child of God twice. Understand that you're exhibiting the behavior of some of these colorful adjectives that we put in the chat just now, that we are saying is undesirable behavior, and you wouldn't want nothing to do with a person who behaves like that. Hey, Doc Willie, you're going to catch us on the replay. I understand. It's all right. There you go. We fall short. And there's something to do when you fall short. Ain't nobody tripping. What he told you, all have come short. All, not y'all, all. So it's okay to fall short, but pick yourself up. Hold yourself accountable. That's where those accountability mirrors come in. For you to check yourself on a regular basis and make sure that you're not exhibiting that behavior. Falling short is not becoming that person. Wallowing in it definitely is. If you milk the cow one time, you milk the cow one time. If you continue to milk that cow, you are a cow milker. If you cut the grass one time, you just cut some grass. But if you go around everywhere you see grass and you cutting it, you might be the lawn man. If you misspeak and you catch yourself and you say, hey, I didn't say that right, y'all forgive me, that ain't what I was supposed to say, or I got that wrong, then it was a mistake and you misspoke. But if every time you open your mouth, the words that proceed out of your mouth are untrue, you might be a liar. If you took something inadvertently and you heard up and you replaced it, y'all see where I'm going with this? Y'all catching my train of thought? There you go, Nika. Take accountability and move forward. But I want us to understand that when we start speaking words ourselves out of our own mouths, and we don't even uphold the decrees that we make with our own mouths, and we make a habit of doing such a thing, then what are we doing? All those adjectives that we use, dishonest, untrustworthy, hypocritical. One of them said emotional lunatic, all that stuff. Then if you're not careful, we're going to be displaying all those things that we absolutely do not want to have as our character. We don't even want nobody like that in our house. Trey Boppin said, this is a great chat because our word is our bond. And if we don't stand for something, we'll fall for anything. I've learned now to say what I mean and mean what I say. That's right. Even if somebody asks you to do something, I want you all to think before you speak. Think twice and speak once. If they ask you to do something and you're not sure that you can fulfill that, you should be saying things with qualifiers such as I will if I can. The if I can is the qualifier. When I was a girl, we used to hear old people say, live and nothing happen. Or you would hear them say, Lord willing, as a qualifier. If you don't know for sure that you can do something, I don't care how small it is, add that qualifier to the end, because we don't want to be oath breakers. We don't want to be dishonest folks. We don't want to be people who do not keep our word. Hey, New Year's Bay. Happy Friday to you too. Let your yay be yay. Let your yay be yay. Understand that not only does it establish your integrity, not only does it teach people how to trust you and how to look at you, it also gives you more power over your words when you're choosing your words and you're not using them wantonly and recklessly. I want us to be careful of the words we speak. And if you know you're somebody who makes the mistake on a regular basis of saying things that you ought not to, y'all know what I'm going to tell you. Pray about it. Don't allow yourself to be provoked and use provocation as an excuse for being an oath breaker, for being somebody who breaks your own word. We have got to do better. Let me see what y'all saying in this chat. Oh, shoot, y'all washing clean. Cool Gent say trust in this generation is very, very fragile. It is. It is. And mostly for good reason. Mostly for good reason. I'm going to just say it. And I don't care who think I'm crazy, because see, some people don't believe what I believe, and that's all right. But we in the last days, whether y'all want to accept it or not. Take it or leave it. This is what time it is. As time goes on, things are going to get worse. But I'm trying to encourage you that even though things all around you may be getting worse, even though everybody all around you may be acting like they lost their ever-loving mind, you can still stand on your square. When you hear me say stand on your square, what I'm saying to you is do what you know you're supposed to do, regardless of what anybody around you is doing. Queen Mermaid, thank you so much for the super chat. She said, for the collection plate. You speaking to my soul. I'm thankful. Thank you so much, sis. That's the part I need us to understand. This ain't playtime no more. Yes, we enjoy ourselves. We watch a little television. We laugh. We kiki together. But we got to understand that we're in the middle of a serious situation. That's right. Prophecy is being fulfilled left and right. And not just revelation prophecy. If you go back to the Old Testament, when there was the vision of the statue of the idol, and I think we've gotten all the way down to the clay feet. Remember, there was gold and there was iron and gold and silver. It was gold, silver, brass, and then there was iron, and iron mingled with clay, and then clay. We'll get into that when we go to Bible study. I ain't gonna get too deep. But we're not looking at that dispensation where the iron, I think, is still mingled with clay. But you got to understand that every word that proceeded out of your Father's mouth, it has to come to pass, because his law, his word don't return to him void. And yours should neither. Thank you. Tell him again, Cool Gent. We in the last chapter now. Right now. So you have to do what you know is appropriate at this time, because this is no more time to play. Susan said, trust, accountability, and integrity is fundamental. And when you have none of these, you will never be taken serious. That's true. Candace said, this is so needed. God's word will not return void. He will do what he said he will do. Concentrating too much on earthly matters will make you forget we have a higher purpose. That's what I'm trying to point out right there. Thank you, JC. We cannot get so wrapped up in what the people around us are doing. Keep your eyes where they're supposed to be. Stay focused and do what you know you're supposed to do. Don't come back and say, well, if they had not did this, then I would not have done that. I can almost guarantee you that's not going to work in front of that great white throne. I can bet you that. And I don't gamble, but I can bet you that. You have to do what you know is the right thing, regardless. In season, out of season. Sound familiar? Stand on your square. Let your yay be yay. Let your nay be nay. Because, baby, the time is getting short. Time is winding up, whether you want to accept it or not. Time is winding up. You see the evidence of it all around you. Some of y'all are my age and older. So you remember when people used to be able to act a fool and do all kind of stuff. We knew men that had 2 and 3 families on their wives, and we knew people that was in the street and they did all kind of stuff, from selling and slanging and whoring and whoremongering and everything else. And they had so much time, and we would watch these people live horrible lives. And then somehow, before they got too old to do their dirt, they would manage to come back and say, I'm ready to give the preacher my hand. And they had time to do that. But I want you to understand, if you don't get anything else from me today, understand that you don't have that kind of time anymore. The time for you to correct yourself is now. The time for you to call yourself to order is right now. Mind your words. Mind your words. You say they blaming the wind. They better not blame no wind. You better do what you're supposed to do and hold yourself accountable. Because time is short. Time is short. Cool Gent say so many men and women are lovers of themselves, and you can see it all around you. You ain't doing nothing but telling the truth. Queen Mermaid, telling. You come back here anytime with all that truth telling you doing. Love more and hate less. And we're in a world now where everything is literally upside down. You got people telling you right is wrong and wrong is right. Hate is applauded and love is shunned. Be careful and do what you know you're supposed to do. And don't come talking about the provocation and the temptation. It's going to be there every day. Temptation is never going to leave your life. You are always going to be tempted. You are always going to be tried. You always going to be provoked. If you know that you have spoken words out of your mouth and you said, I'm not going to do something, I don't care if they walk up and step on your foot and say that your belly too big and one of your children got a big head. You had better do what you're supposed to do. Do not blame the provocation for your action. Do what you know you're supposed to do. That's why I said today, I already know. I knew this one wasn't going to be popular because, you know, people like mess too much. Thank you, boo. They like mess too much. And I don't have that for you today. There were some things that transpired. Somebody called me in the midnight hour, and I had to tell them just what it was because I was standing in the same spot at one point. Well, what's the name of your platform? You over here letting us fall in love with you. You better tell us your platform. Tell us something about it. If you want to, matter of fact, let me drop this link. Cool Gent. Come up here and introduce yourself to these sisters. Cause I like your energy. You look like you look like you can roll with the royal family. We have to get to a point where we're telling ourselves the truth. And sometimes in doing that and holding yourself accountable, it doesn't feel good. It's not comfortable, but it still has to be done. Be careful that you're not unstable. Be careful that you're not double-minded. And I know going in a whole lot of times when we come in here for Crown Chat, it ain't going to be popular. I'm not trying to be popular. I'm trying to tell you something that might do your soul some good. This is the truth. We got to do better. Here come my cousin. Hey, new cousin, how you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? It's good to finally be up here. Hope y'all having a good day.
We are. We having a better day now. I'm so glad you stopped by. What's the name of your channel so the ladies can find you?
Okay, well my channel is CoolGen87. So you all can go check it out. So I pretty much talk about, biblical things and things that's going on in the world as far as the relationships between, men and women and how we need to, come back together, love one another, build families and things like that, in music, of course. So
okay.
I got a very old soul.
You are so welcome. I enjoyed you so much in the chat today. I'm always happy when folks talk back and say something to me. That's why we got all kind of emojis. So even if they don't feel like typing, just throw me a bullseye and let me know I hit the target. Say something.
Right.
But I'm so glad you came. And listen, come again. Come often. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Come back. Engage with us. We always having events and different things going on. You're welcome here.
Oh, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. I love. I talked about this before. I love the smaller channels because I believe channels like these have like the best gems in it, and that people really overlooked it. You know what I'm saying? These are like some of the best channels, and that's what I do appreciate about this. So I knew when I seen you on it was another live stream, and how you was talking. I said I could definitely connect with her because I know she's real, and I gotta find her channel. So here I am today.
Well, I'm glad you made it. We do this every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. We have Crown Chats and Crown Therapy. It seemed like I seen your name before. Have you been here before?
Not that I know of. You probably seen me like in another chat room.
I may have. But this every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. You highly welcome. On Thursdays and Saturdays, I let their hair down. We talk about the celebrities and what they got going on. We still keep it above board and clean because we don't do dirty things around here. And Sunday, the ladies like to watch Potomac, and it's mostly ladies over here, but that does not mean that our brothers are not welcome. You are definitely welcome here.
Thank you. I truly wholeheartedly appreciate that. It's very rare for somebody to even want me to come on their channel, and just accept me the way I am, and I do appreciate that very much. So you definitely gonna be seeing more of me, you all, because I call myself a gem. I'm definitely a gem, that get overlooked. So you'll see me more over here.
Well, I'm so happy to hear that. And the folks in the chat will tell you that's commonplace over here. Everybody is welcome. Hey, Kia. Everybody is welcome. I don't turn nobody away. Everybody, blind, cripple, or crazy. I don't care if you just got clean, if you still dirty as a swamp rat, if you crooked as a roach leg, you welcome here. I'm serious. This is one of those places that is a no judgment zone. I don't play respectability politics. You're not going to catch me turning my nose up at nobody because there was a time when I was so dirty I wouldn't have touched myself. So everybody is an ex something. Everybody come from something. Everybody ain't what they were yesterday. You get what I'm saying?
I understand.
Everybody's welcome here. You come back anytime, bring a friend, bring many folks, anybody you want to. And anytime you want to come up here and have anything to say, you just let me know here.
Okay, I absolutely will though. So I got your notifications on. So yeah, I definitely catch you all for sure. I really appreciate you all coming over to my channel as well too. So you all are welcome. Just once more,
Okay. And the channel is Cool Gent 87 or just Cool Gent?
Cool Gen 87.
Cool Gent 87. Y'all go, let's support our brother, please.
Thank you very
Let's make
much.
sure we do that. And I'm gonna find you and subscribe and whatever. We might do one of our field trips. Sometimes us ladies over here, this is just a fraction of the ladies in the royal family. It's a whole bunch of us. Don't let them fool you. Some of them out there
Okay.
misbehaving, engaging in some other stuff. This is why they didn't make it to Crown Chat today. But I ain't gonna fuss. I'm gonna fuss at Bible study on Wednesday. Oh, and we have Bible study the first and third Wednesday of the month. So if you want to attend, you just let me know, okay?
Okay. Okay.
And what was I about to tell you? Yeah, we do field trips. Sometimes I'll come on if I know you're live. I do that with other people here and there. I'll come on and gather all the girls together and we'll say, hey, we're going on a field trip. We jump on over there. So don't be surprised if you see the royal family show up in force because we tend to do that.
Okay. That's awesome. That's pretty awesome though. You know, I love the energy. You know that I'm getting right here today. Probably that's why today feel really good.
I'm glad. That's what we want you to do. Feel good. It's enough in the world to make you feel bad. We're not going to engage in none of that. Let's feel good. I love it. I'm so glad you came and you were the perfect end, the perfect period to the sentence, and the perfect end to our crown chat. And I'm gonna stop it right there because I can really run my mouth all day and I try not to. I try to keep these right around an hour if I can because I know folks are busy and my sisters will keep me in here for over an hour. They don't play fair. So I'm glad you came up. Again, you're welcome. All of our ladies in the chat have welcomed you. Definitely a safe place. Definitely a place that you're welcome. Ladies, Queen Mermaid put his link to his channel. Y'all tap that link and head on over and make sure you subscribe and support our younger brother here, okay? All right. Well, listen, y'all make sure if y'all didn't hit that like button on the way in, please hit it on the way out. If all hearts are clear, we're going to leave. Y'all make sure you subscribe if you're a first time viewer or you came back. You know you like it over here. You know we make you feel good. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Click all so that you'll know every time we go live over here with the royal family. We love you all. Ladies, I may call a meeting later because I want to try to see if we can do something different with the food drive. Nothing big, nothing big. Don't be alarmed. But I want to try to do something a little bit different. So I may call a meeting later. Have your ears open just in case. Okay. But y'all go ahead, enjoy your Friday. Make sure you stay positive, stay productive, stay encouraged, and most importantly, remember to encourage somebody else. All right. I love you all. Bye bye now.
Peace and love. Shalom.
Mhm.